All right, let's look at number 13. The math teacher wrote the following numbers on the whiteboard and asked students to write them in order from greatest to least. One thing that we notice, all of these numbers are in a different form and we need to convert them. So we are going to go ahead and convert the square root of 28, and that translates to 5 and 2900. So my calculator gave me some more numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and add one more, but I don't think I'm going to need that. So 5.5. I could do this in my head. Whenever you have a whole number and a fraction, write that whole number and then put the fraction in as the numerator divided by the denominator, which gives you 5 and 5/10. Okay? And the last one, 23 divided by 4, gives us 5 and 75/100. Now, I didn't even bother with that one that was already in decimal form. But one thing that we notice, what does this mean? That it repeats itself. Okay, so 5, 5, 5, 5, and so on, and so on. So I'm going to take all these numbers, and I'm going to put them in a vertical format. So I have 5, 2, right here, and I'm just going to line up that decimal. And if you notice, what I need to do is make sure that all these numbers have 3 places. Now it becomes much easier to compare all these values. So for example, now I can compare 291 to 500 because they all go to the thousandths place value. Okay? Now which one is going to be the greatest? Of course, 750 right here. In other words, 5 and 750 thousandths, or 7500ths, right? Because if we take that 0 off, it's actually 7500ths. But remember, we can add as many zeros as we want to. Okay, so what number comes next? Because remember, we are doing greatest to least. So that would be second. Oh, you caught me. That's right. 555 is second. And then 500. And then fourth. The hard part comes in translate. I'm not even going to look at my answer choices. Okay? I'm going to say, okay, so first was 5 right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the form that they were asking me to compare. So my second was same thing. And then the third was right here, 5.5. And then the fourth was the square root of 28. Now it becomes much easier that you can put these in, because this is what you're actually comparing, not the converted values. Okay, so now I'm going to take that and look at my answer choices. And the first one was supposed to be 23 fourths. So I can eliminate the square root of 28, the ones that start with the square root of 28. And I can rationalize that by, it was in the fourth place. And these two choices are actually your worst answer. Because they thought, what they're trying to say is that, what if you had done least to greatest? This would have been the least value, wouldn't it? Okay, so now we're down to a 50-50 chance. And my second value was 5 and 555 thousandths. Okay, remember that number goes on and on and on. Okay, and the difference between these two is that the value continues to grow. 5.5, this is a little bit more. And so our answer choice is obviously C. Okay, these are pretty straightforward. The big idea here is you have to make sure that you convert all of your rational numbers into decimal form, and don't forget to make sure that you keep the original form that they're wanting you to order next to your converted form, and that way you won't get lost in your computation. Okay, good luck.